The NonStop Radio Show.
Non-stop hip-hop.
The hottest underground hip-hop and R&B show on this side of the net.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Once again, it's your boy EMillio EgBar. And I would like to say thank you to each and every one of you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to tune into tonight's presentation as EJP Entertainment Presents the Artist Spotlight. You already know what it is. We at the point of our show where we are joined by tonight's special guest. But before we do so, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you go follow us on IG at EJP_Entertainment to stay up to date with everything related to EJP Entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Once again, it's your boy EMillio EgBar, and I would like to say thank you to each and every one of you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to tune into yet another presentation of this show. And if you haven't done so yet, folks, please make sure you are following us on IG at EJP_Entertainment to stay up to date with everything related to EJP Entertainment, or you can check us out on Twitter at NonStop Radio 212. And with that said, folks, you know we are at the point of our show where we are now joined by our special guest, and calling all the way from Kansas City, Missouri, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the show B. Alvee. B, what's good, man? How are you? Welcome to the show.
Yo, what's up? I'm doing well, man. I appreciate it. It's an honor.
No problem.
Great introduction. I love that. Very, very motivational, very upbeat. I love it.
No doubt, man. Hey, man, let me ask you, man. Anybody ever tell you were like French Montana a little bit?
Yeah, I actually get that all the time. That's funny. I get it all the time. You know what I hit him with? I hit him with the I get him cracking up.
No doubt, man. I'm sitting here, I'm looking at your picture, and I'm sitting here listening to you talk. And I'm like, yo, like, if anybody out there, if they was kind of like, you know, halfway looking at this picture and everything, they would swear up and down I was on the phone right now with French Montana.
Yeah, no, for sure. I went to the Dre's nightclub to see Wiz Khalifa. We had bought like a section, and I was, of course, wearing my jewelry and everything. I was walking by, and I swear everybody was looking at me thinking I was French Montana for a hot minute. People were even coming up to me like, yo, you look just like him. I thought you were him. So that's funny. Man.
So did anybody ask you for your autograph that night?
Nah, well, I mean, I sent out a couple of my songs out. You know, I'm up and coming, so it's, you know, I don't get that luxury just yet, but hopefully soon, right?
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? That's all it is, though, man. But once again, we want to say thank you.
No, most definitely.
Yeah, we want to say thank you once again and welcome you to the show and all that. And normally at this point, we like to give, you know, our guests the opportunity to kind of like, you know, introduce themselves to the audience, especially being that, you know, you're an up and coming rapper and all that good stuff, man. I think it's a good point right now at this, you know, juncture of the conversation for you to give the audience a little bit about yourself. So with that being said, man, the floor is all yours, man. Go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, for sure, man. I guess I can kind of start from the beginning. I'm a first generation born. My mom was from Mexico. I was born here in the rough parts of Kansas City, Missouri, like in Section 8 housing, very poor at first. And I kind of like, of course, always loved music, but we couldn't really afford the drum sets and the things. So I, you know, got the drumsticks, played a little bit with, you know, pots and pans. And then fast forward, I didn't really, you know, do music except for the church, and every once in a while I'd sing the hymns like as a kid. But I get to middle school, and in that middle school, I'm like 13, 14, and it's the first time I hear somebody hop in the Xbox Live party and start freestyling. He was an older dude, and he was so good, I thought, back then, and I loved it. And so I ended up just every day since then, whenever I was hopping in lobbies, I would start freestyling and stuff, and people thought I was so trash, and slowly I got better, right? And except, you know, my whole life, like my career trajectory was to be an attorney. I ended up, so right after high school, I ended up joining the Army to get my college paid for. I graduated college with my economics degree in 3 years, and then I was pursuing law school. I was studying for the LSAT, and then boom, COVID hit, and everything kind of takes a big pause. Law school is online, and I'm telling people are telling me that it's the worst experience. So I'm like, you know what? You know, I didn't have really much to do, so I wrote some music because I always loved music. I wrote a couple songs, and found out that, man, it's like really something I want to do. Well, it wasn't up. That was like 2020, of course, and so it wasn't up until like a year and a half ago where I met my engineer Steve and professionally recorded like my first track. And then since a year and a half ago, I've been in the studio every week. Every 2 times a day, 3 times a day, every chance that I get, and just going at it, and just getting better and better. And I released my first song last year. It was dedicated to it was my first single, dedicated to my best friend who had passed away, unfortunately due to overdose. And it was just, it was something special to me, and I didn't care if I didn't care whose ears it landed on, I just wanted to release it. And so that finally brought me out of my shell to release a little bit of music. And yeah, man, it's just one of those things where, music was always kind of a part of my life, but I didn't really start to take it serious until about a year and a half ago. And I noticed once I started taking myself serious, my music serious, people started taking me serious. And I also speak Spanish, so I got reggaeton that I'm working on, a couple other hits that I'm trying to make, and that I already made, that I'm excited to release in the future. Just doing these rollouts strategically, and yeah, I'm excited. I'll definitely. It's an honor to be on any kind of radio and podcast, and especially this one. And everybody listening, I hope you guys tune in and listening here now. It's just kind of what it is.
Much respect, man. I appreciate that. And, first and foremost, I want to say, my condolences to you and, the amounts of losses that you have taken over the years. I know it's definitely been tough, especially here lately. We're seeing so much, happen right now and what's going on in the world and everything. So, our condolences to you.
No, I appreciate that, man, for sure.
No doubt, man. And now, to follow that up, we got the condolences out the way. I want to say congratulations, for, completing college, for being a military veteran, and for doing the things that you're doing, man. You got a lot going on right now. So with that being said, man, how do you find the time to balance, everything that you got happening right now, with your music career, excuse me?
Yeah, no, it's been nice. I actually started balancing it better. At first, it's kind of hard. You never really get it, and it's almost easy to quit early on because it's like there's almost no balance. It's just like there's no way to do it. Because for me, when I write, I got to get in this mindset. I got to have my peace. I got to have my own time, and balancing certain relationships that I was in. Work life and then music life it was difficult at first, but then I kind of got in the rhythm of things. I just made my weekly schedule, my day-to-day schedule. I get up, and follow that, and just took it day by day, and it's great. It's been working out. People in my city's been recognizing me. I've always been popular around here, but then I didn't really get known for my music until obviously I started releasing, and now people are starting to show me love and respect for that, which is cool. I'm excited. Just for all of it to come.
When it comes to Kansas City, I'm not too familiar with it, but I do know some things about it. The biggest thing I know about it, because I'm a big time foodie, is the barbecue, of course, and everything like that. When it comes to the music side of it, when it comes to the music side of it, the most prominent, artists that have come from out of Kansas City, Missouri, is, of course, everybody knows, and I'm trying to think of his name right now. That's crazy because I just had his name. Yeah, Tech Nine. I just had his name and everything, and it just slipped it just that quick. Tech Nine, and then also a lot of different things that's going on in Kansas City. So what would you say the music climate is like right now in your city?
Yeah, that's a great question, and that was actually funny you asked because I was just talking about this. Yeah, so you obviously mentioned Tech Nine, and then most recently we had Sleazy World that kind of blew up. He's from Kansas City, and so that's also been great to watch. But one of the things about Kansas City is just the way the climate is, like you asked. It's just a lot of it's a city where as far as the music industry, it's a lot of the people in the music industry are artists. They are pursuing the music, and it's growing still, and there's been some people that blew up, but it's not there yet. Where in the sense of role players, there's not too many different podcasts out here that are dedicated to music. Different content creators, models, actresses, videographers. There is an amount, but it's limited. It's a little scarce, and so it is difficult being from Kansas City and creating that music because you need a team and you need all wheels you turn in on the vehicle, and whether you got the videographer, that's great, but then you might be lacking a manager that can help you structure things and help you skip some of the loops, and or a PR company that's based out of Kansas City. Like, those things don't exist yet, So it's just it's one of those things where it's like a city, it's an up and coming city, but music is really not what it's really known for. Like football obviously is on the rise, so football touches everything. Like, Patrick Mahomes winning Super Bowls, it's our whole city's starting to rise. Home values are going up, and people are starting to pop out of here. So it's cool. It's definitely growing, and it's awesome. There's definitely some energy out here, but yeah, man, that's kind of how Kansas City is. Like, there's a lot of good talent out here. There's a lot of good talent, but the problem with the good talent, there's just not enough structure built around that talent. It's because unless you go out of state, or unless you obviously the online's a big platform, but online you can sometimes get duped out of your money and stuff. So it's like, you got to be careful with that. I've lost a lot of money trying to invest in myself, and that's the thing. You never know until you try it and jump through those hoops and find out. So,
man, like, I'm sitting here listening to you, explain the whole scene when it comes to Kansas City and everything like that. And I'm just like, man, a light bulb just went off in my head. And I'm hoping that anybody that's from Kansas City that's listening to this, particular conversation right now would just, it'd click for them and be like, you know what, maybe we should start that, build up a structure for all the dope artists and everything. Because it made me think about it, you get a lot of people that travel to some like the larger metropolitan areas. Like, you got people that travel to Atlanta, Houston, to LA, to Chicago, to New York to pursue a rap career. And I'm like, people fail to realize you could tap right into your own hometown and come back with so many dope artists and everything to put your town on the map. What you think?
Absolutely, I totally agree. And, we got a couple other cities down here that's like, that's in this area, this Midwestern area, like Oklahoma City. We got St. Louis, there's just Topeka, Kansas. There's like different, like, just in this little region. And then, we got like Little Rock, Arkansas. This is just the different little regions, areas right here. They're like smaller. Obviously, we got like Omaha, Nebraska too, which is like, they're all smaller things. So it's like, there is sometimes like with the Midwest, like it's kind of it all gets combined. I've met a lot of people from those cities, and they'll come to Kansas City to record and stuff like that because, Kansas City is almost one of those cities where it's starting to build up, which is cool. It's cool. And so, I think I agree with that statement for sure. Like, just anybody listening, there's a definite opportunity here. And if somebody already knows what they're doing and they got that experience, whether it's from LA, Atlanta, or New York, Kansas City is a place where you can definitely create your own empire in that scene. And I definitely hope to do it once I establish myself in the career. I'm always going to get back to my city, and everything I can do. So, but it all comes with time and God's timing. So I'm just taking it slow and taking it a day at a time. I don't want to get over ahead of myself ever. So.
Nah, I can dig that one, man. I'm just sitting here like the entrepreneur, spirits is just tingling right now, when it comes to it. Because I'm like, damn, like if it was one of those situations where I was out in the Midwest or whatever the case may be, and I know that this is a demand for, what's going on in this market and being able to tap into the Midwest market with so many different cities around the area, man, I would be on it if I could. You know what I mean?
Oh, most definitely. And there are some people on it, and they're doing the thing. There. I know a few people that are building. It just takes time, and it's especially whenever like the city, you got to earn the respect every time. So it's just we're slowly earning it. I can feel it.
And I can definitely tell that you are earning your respect when it comes to your music, because I'm listening to your single "Bust Down." That was the one that was sent to me and everything. Yeah. And I'm just listening to. I'm like, hold up, this guy cannot be somebody that just started. Taking his music serious a couple of years ago. Because I'm listening to it, and I'm like, it sounds like I heard this song before, but I'm like, this song is definitely something I can hear, making his waves on the radio right now, mainstream, underground, online, all that stuff and everything too. That. You're welcome, man. So with that being said, man, that single right there, what was the inspiration behind it?
Yeah, that inspiration honestly was just like upgrading life. Like everything was starting to upgrade around me. It's funny you say like how like you wouldn't have thought I'm just a year and a half in, and it's like it's really what's crazy about that is like it's really like my music. I don't know, like, and I don't want to sound like I don't want to sound like a brag, like not bragging, but like my life experience, I guess, is like things lately for Bust Down, things have been good, of course. So then I've been like. Obviously, just kind of like, talking crap on the, I don't know if we cuss on here, but talking crap on the thing a little bit. But but not going like too overboard. But I don't know. I think a lot of it, like just from my life experience, has shaped me. You know, like just the losses that I've had to endure, the army, like the immigrant, like being the first child immigrant. You know, and I have to teach. I have to go to bank offices, lawyer offices, and translate for my mom at a young age, and just growing up quick. You know, just a lot of that. Just it all kind of. I write my own music, so it all kind of comes into my music, and I feel like my words are powerful. And not only that, but I know how to like. I love making a catchy hook. Like that's one of my favorite parts about a song, just getting that catchy hook out the way, and I just build around that, you know. And but Bust Down was just inspired. Just really, I spoke a couple things into existence. We did a video shoot with a Rolls Royce that's coming out soon that people can look forward to. We were like hanging out the Rolls Royce, doing all these cool shots, and yeah, man, it was a fun experience.
That's dope, man. And you know, I can tell like you really sit back and you study, you know, the way, you know, your rollout and everything is, you know. That's one of the biggest things right now as far as this market is concerned, and the way, you know, the music industry is now. It's like people pay attention more so to the hook. So you already got that part down pat, you know, being that you've only, you know, been started for like only a year and a half. And so already know the importance of having a good hook between a song is already a step in the right direction for you. So like, what has been the response that you've gotten from people, you know, once they listen to this music?
People love it. People love it. And it's awesome to see how much people like embrace it and like they take it in, and it's just motivating. And it's motivating, but it's also like, okay, like it lights a fire into me, because it's like people want more from me. And I have so many more songs I can release. And it's just like one of the things that I like sort of lack, I guess you could say, is just that year and a half in experience. Yeah, my music might be to like the industry standard, but like my experience as far as how to roll out these songs, how to put myself out in front of the world, it's difficult. And I've been trying to get a little bit tapped into TikTok, because I know TikTok is the move, but you know, I'm 25, so it's just I'm slightly past that like point where it's like I didn't really grow up on that as much as most people did, maybe that my age or whatever. So it's just. And that's not an excuse, but it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, I gotta try to really find out the way I would do it. And to be honest, it's really been working out good, because I've been doing it more the traditional way. I had my first performance. It was in the big, like the most popular nightclub downtown in Kansas City, and oh man, the crowd, like the outcome of the crowd was just awesome. Like there was a lot of people, and people were roaring, and it was probably the most lit that I've seen it. And even the DJ there told me that it was the most lit, like that he's seen it in a while. And so it's just that traditional route of me just putting the work in, getting my face out there, showing my face around the city. People definitely recognize me in the city, and they love my music, so it's cool. But definitely got a long ways to go, you know. So it's releasing that song it gets me more motivated to come out stronger and harder. So.
Absolutely. And you know, the one thing, you know, I've had this conversation one time before, and let me tell you, like, it's like what you just said kind of like made it, you know, flash back in the forefront of my memory and everything. And somebody I had a conversation with a while ago, they were talking about the importance of having balance when it comes to the way you market your music. You know, I know right now we're in the social media digital age and everything like that, but still, you know, people want to still be able to get out there and be able to connect with you in a more personal level, you know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is wanting to be able to see you face to face, want to be able to interact with you, have a conversation with you. So I feel as though it's important to have that balance, you know, being able to be both online and have a presence there, but also have that work ethic to get outside and move around and be seen around in certain places and performances and stuff like that.
Yeah, most definitely, man. And just like patience is just a virtue, you know. That saying's always been true and throughout history, and that's kind of what I look at it as. Like, to me, it's not even about blowing up right now. It's not about blowing as fast as I can. Of course, I would love it, you know. Of course, you know, that's what I'm aiming at. That's my goal. But it's like taking it day by day, just getting better. I get happiness out of creating a new track, and then listen back to it and be like, wow, I got better on this one, you know. And I recorded pretty heavy studios. Like I go to Paramount recording studios in LA, and I was recording right next to Jack Harlow, and the week after that, Coi Leray and Ray Shrimmer and Nav came in. So it's like I'm really putting myself in those environments where I'm challenging myself, and like I want to make them my peers, you know. Like right now they're definitely like role models in the game. You know, everybody that in that recording studio but just being in there, you know, going hard and just knowing that my time will come when it is time. It's enough for me, you know. So I do it day by day.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know one of the things that you are looking to do is to make music your primary career, you know, for the rest of your life and everything. And I totally respect that, you know, because, you know, people try to put people in a box when it comes to music, especially in hip hop. And a lot of people feel as though it's more so a young man's game. But I feel as though like age doesn't matter when it comes to good music. You can be 50 years old. As long as you make good music, people are going to listen to that. But overall, the one question I want to ask you, you know, and the one question I want to ask you is, you know, like, what do you see? What is your ultimate goal for you when it comes to your music career, other than just, you know, having longevity throughout?
I want to be able to touch lives, like, with my words. I want to be able to send the message that I know God has bestowed in me, and like spread that message, and like positivity and love, and just interviews. I know when I speak in these interviews, like I know somebody's listening and will be able, a kid was listening and can get something out of it. Like I know I have that in me. Like, and so like I wanted to be able to touch lives positively as far as I can. And you know, that's really the goal for me, and that's what I want to do through my music. And then once obviously the music thing, I'm a businessman too, you know, like I've always been an entrepreneur in my life. So it was like once that business thing, once that music kind of goes, whether it's 10 years, 8 years, 7 years, like, and I get into business of it, and then I'm gonna create that business, just generational. I mean, not only just wealth, but generational impact. And that's what's important to me, you know, more than anything, just because I know this world nowadays is just, there's so many shootings that's occurring, and just there's so much negativity. So it's like, to me, it's more about that worldwide reach and just what I have, the gift I have, and just spreading it. And I was a kid once, looking up to, you know, certain people. J. Cole was a big inspiration for me. You know, his message was always cool, his storyline, and just different, you know, obviously. And then Jay-Z was another cool one, like, guy to see, like, hey, like, you know, he made it at 27, 26, or whatever. Eminem made it 26. I loved Eminem growing up. I sung all his records and talking, you know, he was funny. So it was just, you know, people watch you when you got that platform, and I want to be a good influence, you know, and that's all it's about for me, really. Like, for my music career, obviously, like, not just on the platform, but through my music, mainly through my songs. That one, just not to go too far on it, but for one example, the song that I made for my brothers that passed, like my best friend that passed, I made that song, and I created a lyric video for it. I played it at the funeral, and I had everybody crying there because it was so powerful, and it was just because I included everything about him. And I had one particular person come up to me and was like, "Hey man, like, my father just died like 6 months ago, then my uncle died, and I didn't shed not one tear. And then I come in this funeral today, because he was one of his good friends too. I come in the funeral today, I watched the lyric video, and I cried. And it's like, and to me, that was the most powerful thing I've heard. Like, you're telling me your father died and you couldn't shed a tear, and your uncle died, but then, you know, your best friend died, you watch his lyric video, you start crying. You know, you step into church, and you get to church before even the sermon starts going, you're crying when they're singing the hymns. You start singing, and the next thing you know, you're breaking down. It's just, to me, music's so powerful, and it's like, and I recognize that, and I want to use that power in the right way, you know?
Thank you for that, man, because like you said, man, we got a lot of destructiveness in the music as it is nowadays, you know, and I understand that's what's selling right now. Sure. That's what it feels though the market is looking for when it comes to, you know, the modern day hip hop artists. That's understandable, you know. I'm not knocking anybody. You're going to do what you're going to do and feel though what's best for, absolutely, you know, you're going to do what's best for your career and everything. But it goes back to what you said, and being able to use that power, understanding the power that music has, that it has the power to drive emotions and get people thinking and doing different things. And I always say is like, there's nothing more powerful on this earth than a good song that can, you know, motivate you to do things the right way and everything like that. You know, like myself, like, I listen to some songs and it has me crying, you know what I'm saying? So like, I can understand and relate with that, you know?
Absolutely, man. And absolutely. And then it's like another thing too with me, it's like, I actually have the background to stand on it, you know, like, confidently, and through my lyrics and through my songs. Like, I have that. Like, I'm not afraid. Nobody can tell me nothing, because I've been through like so much, and we all been through so much, obviously. But like, you know, my background is so diverse, dynamic, and it's just like I can relate with almost anybody you know, and it's like, and even if I can, like, I would always, it's all empathy, like trying to understand things. I'm always like about that, you know?
Mm-hmm. That is true, man. And it's like, you know, people, once they understand just how much power there is, not only just in the music itself, but in the words that you're saying to people, I think people will step back a little bit further and really reevaluate themselves when it comes to the music they put out there. I know a lot of people want to be, you know, entertained and be entertaining, and have a lot of people that, you know,
For sure.
feel as though they can relate with your life and everything like that. But, you know, you just look at the situation that's going on right now with so much of the, you know, the violence in the music, and it's spilling out from the music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, straight up, and it's just that's going back to what we were talking about, the balance of this world. You know, the yin and the yang. You almost have to have both in this world, and it's, you know, it's not even like it's just nature. Like, you know, like it's people live that. That's how they grew up, so that's how they rap about it. Mm-hmm. And you know, I'll bump some of that music too. Like, don't get me wrong, like it ain't nothing like that. But then the problem is some kids take that too far. They take it too serious. They take, you know, and it's just it's obviously how they interpret it, and it's, you know, but you know, it's how it is. You know, it's never. I don't know. I don't really portray it as being like the artist's fault or nothing like that.
So,
but obviously, it's, you know, it's always a balance, checks and balances of the world.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. You know, and not for nothing, there's sometimes I will listen to certain songs that, you know, just because of the energy behind the record, you know, I will hear it and I like it. Don't necessarily agree with what they're talking about, but I understand that's your life, you know, when it comes down to it. But, you know, people have to learn how to separate the music from reality, is the point really I'm trying to make. You know?
Straight up. That's a good point.
Yeah, yep. No doubt, man. So, you know, with this, you know, we starting to ramp up into the summer months, you know, it's starting to get hot outside. So you're starting to see more people coming out. What can we expect from you going into the rest of this year, especially the summer months?
Oh, yeah. For sure. I got this song called Sandy Cheeks that's coming out. It's the perfect record for the summer. So it's, you know what's crazy about that song? I made it last year. It was one of my early hits. The first time, like, oh yeah, this is like this was like my best song for the longest. It was hard for me to top it. It was like last year. I shot the video last year, and I just been waiting. You know, I shot it like in June, and the video got back to me late July. So I was like, you know what, summer's over. Let me just sit on this, be patient, and you know, it'll come. And I think people should definitely look forward to that one. It's a great track.
So also with that, you know, single that you get ready to drop before the summer and everything like that, are we looking forward to seeing you, like, you know, any features, or as far as like projects are concerned, any albums, EPs, or anything of that nature? Not yet. We're working towards that. You know, it's I can create a feature, or I can create an album. I create an EP, but right now singles are hot. Like, especially like for up and coming artists, like, you know, if I got an album, how many ears are going to listen to it right now? Isn't, you know, I'm being honest, isn't like going to be in a crazy number. My work good, but I definitely want to just keep building those singles up until I get that right amount of that right fan base, that right supporter group, to where they want that album from me. They're begging for it, and then that's when the album's going to come. Because I have an album ready. Trust me, I've been working so hard for so long. So I got it.
But yeah, besides that, the singles.
So I got it. You're taking the approach of just kind of like testing the market, testing the waters or whatever before you go ahead and stick your whole foot in there with an album.
For sure. I got a Spanish song coming out too. So, you know, like reggaeton, like, you know, Bad Bunny type vibes, like, you know, J Balvin type vibes, so Zuna type vibes. So I got Spanish stuff that I'm gonna test out too, and you know, we'll land somewhere for sure. But people can look forward to all kinds of music coming from me.
No doubt about that, man. And before we get ready to wrap everything up, man, you know, just for those who's out there listening right now, if they would like to get in contact with you, you know, get to hear more of your music and reach out and all that good stuff, man, how can they make that happen?
Absolutely. I think for me, Spotify is like number one. You can find me on b.alvee. Or just type in B space Alvee, ALVEE, and then same with Apple Music. You know, those two platforms are very heavy, but I'm really streaming on everything. I got a couple of music videos up on YouTube. You can definitely search me on. And then as far as like anybody that wants to engage with me, like personally, you know, you can definitely reach out to my Instagram, b.alvee with the underscore at the end. or even email me if you're professional or if you're like somebody in the industry that's listening to this. It's info or actually you can do it at contact@balvee.com. And there's it's just balvee, all one word.com. And I'm definitely look forward to everything. Look forward to listening to some of the feedback and just keep going forward. I appreciate this opportunity, first and foremost. And it's been a great interview. I loved it. One of my favorites.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you. And for everybody else out there, we just want to say thank you once again to our guest, B. Alvee, dropping by, a.k.a. French Montana from Kansas City. I'm just playing with you. Nah, man, but it's definitely been dope, man. I appreciate your energy. I appreciate the conversation and everything. Sir. And we're looking to have you back on the show, man. You got you here now, so feel free to come back whenever you feel as though you're ready. We'll look you up on IG. We'll follow you, and we just stay connected that way, man.
Yeah, let's stay connected. Give me for sure, man. Most definitely. You're super cool, bro. Fuck with it. All right, for sure.
No doubt, man. And for everybody else out there, you already know what it is. Keep it locked and stay tuned, because up next we about to get into this brand new single from the homie B. Alvee right here, and you're not gonna want to miss this one, man. So keep it locked and stay tuned. It's your boy EMillio EgBar, and we'll be back with much more right after this.
Bust down, had a rollie as a watch, now I upgraded. In town, from a small town city, but you hit with it. It's city, got big things in big cities. Big dreams, she pretty, so she schemes, so get with me. Bust down, hating on me, dog, cause you heard the fact that we upgraded. Touchdown, I be really tugging on the field, but some no one else frustrated. Cashed out, I can name a few that are real, feels good to be up in it. Bust down, just talking my shit, baby, maybe cause I'm up now. Switching up my image on the birds, I be chillin' if she hits me with a curve. Leave him in the earth, I'ma hit him with a Uzi and a bird. Then I get acquitted for the birds, it's feeling like a curse. Slow down, telling me to slow down. All these buzz down, watch it for they go down. Tell me girl now, watch it, we slow down. When it snows out, bust down. Hating on me, dog, cause you heard the fact that we upgraded. Touchdown, I be really tugging on the field, but some no one else frustrated. Cashed out, I can name a few that are real, feels good to be up, ain't it? Bust down, just talking my shit, baby, maybe cause I'm up now. All the money I made just got seized. I ain't taking a trip to get squeezed. I traded the whips like it's easy. Yeah, I'm making these hits with Big Steve. Yeah, holding the weight in my pockets. They mad, I flooded my AP in August. Got tagged, now that I'm trending in topics. She bad, hit her up and I was toxic. Ice on my necklace, ice on my watches. I'm acting so reckless now that I got options. Bust down, hating on me, dog, cause you heard the fact that we upgraded. Touchdown, I be really tugging on the field, but some no one else frustrated. Cashed out, I can name a few that are real, feels good to be up, ain't it? Bust down, just talking my shit, baby, maybe cause I'm up now, I ain't taking the trip to get squeezed. I'm ready to whip like it's easy. Yeah, I'm making these hits with Big Stage. Yeah, holding the weight in my pockets. They mad, flooding my AP in August. Starter. Cookies? I need some gum too. Damn, some of these. Alright, here we go. Oh shit. Oh, no. I want my watches. No!